This guy right here is the Tomahawk X saddle by Legend Saddle Gear. Now, it's a single panel saddle. It's a one-of-a-kind design saddle. It has a patent on this design, and it's made right here in America. Now, I've spent a lot of time in this saddle, and last year I put out a video that thoroughly covers everything I like about it and the few things that I might not have preferred. But overall, this is pretty much one of the easiest saddles that I can achieve comfort in, especially while sitting. And so if you're interested in my opinion on this particular saddle, I will link a video in the description or put it up in the card above here, and you can get a deep dive into the pros and cons of the Tomahawk X saddle. Now, because of the length of that particular video, the one thing that I did not get to cover was some of the accessories that go with this saddle that Legend Saddle Gear offers. Now, the one that I want to highlight the most is the OSR pouch, the 2.0 pouch, which is right here, and that is for the one-stick climbers that carry, 34 to 40 foot of rope, and it's a unique design. It's a one-of-a-kind design, and I'll point out that and its features here in just a moment. But a few of the other accessories that I want to just kind of highlight really quickly is their quick disconnect link. Essentially, it's a paracord, and it's girth hitched onto a YKK buckle made here in America. But the purpose of this quick disconnect is to girth hitch it to the MOLLE webbing on the saddle wherever you want, and then girth hitch the other end to any of your platforms. That way at the base of the tree, you can take your platform and you can connect it to your saddle, climb hands free, and then when you're at the top, you just reach back, disconnect it, and then you can set up your saddle. And they sell these for like $4.50 on their website, a few different color combinations, but definitely a must-have whenever you're climbing a tree and you're also pulling up a platform with you. This is something that's really simple. So they do offer that, $4.50. The other thing I'd point out is their standard dump pouch, and that is this guy right here. I'm not too sure. I only have one other dump pouch hanging on my Latitude Method 2, and they're very similar in size. This one might be just a little bit bigger. It's a standard dump pouch, hooks via these two MOLLE webbing connection pieces. But I want to just show you, for the sake of demonstration here, what all I have in here. Generally, when I'm one-stick climbing or I am not one-stick climbing, I always rappel out of the tree. So I carry 34 foot of canyon rope or whatever I want to carry at that point in time, and I rappel out of the tree. But just so you can see here, I have my Latitude ropes. This is my lineman's rope right here. That was in there. And then I have 34 foot of my rappel rope. So all of that fits pretty easily inside of this. It just stuffs in there. And I generally stuff my Mad Rock in here as well. So just so you get an idea of what all you might be able to carry in there. If I'm not running the complete setup in here, I've also at times stuffed my gear hanger inside there. That way whenever I get to the top of the tree, it's right there at arm's reach. So that is their standard dump pouch. But really the star of the show that I want to point out today in regards to the accessories provided by Legend Saddle Gear, that would be this OSR one-sticking dump pouch that's right here in front of me. Now there are two versions of it. This one was the original dump pouch that they have made, and if I just hold this up to the second one, the 2.0, you can see that what they did was basically added almost an inch to the overall profile of this. But not only did they add an inch, you can see there's a pleat down here on the original one, and then kind of like a half a pleat, and then it fades out. But here on the 2.0, they ran that pleat all the way across on both the top and the bottom, and what that has allowed was for more expansion in this particular pocket right here. They come in two versions. They come in the see-through mesh that you see right here. This is a very strong, durable mesh, and they also come in a solid right here, the Mossy Oak Bottomlands camo, which this is the one that I have ran for the last season and a half. I've run this. Now, if I was to do it over again, just in just my preference, I would probably go with the mesh because it is a little bit quieter than this Mossy Oak camo. in either case, you know, you might be splitting some hairs, but this would be a little bit quieter. But again, having said that, I've hunted and basically ran this solid material the entire time. Before we get to how this lays on the saddle, let me first just point out why this particular dump pouch is unique. The first being is the connection points. As you can see right here, as I hold it up in kind of like a level line, you can see that you have a short strap on the front, a longer on the bottom, and what that does is when you connect this to your MOLLE webbing on the saddle, it allows this to hang off at an angle, which kind of is nice in regards to access. It's nice in regards to you don't have to worry about something falling out of the dump pouch as you're walking, just being that gravity is pulling against it, and by nature of the angle here. Also at the top of the opening, they just got this clip system here. Once you get your Mad Rock stuffed in there, the rope on top of that, it's just a keeper system that kind of closes up the mouth of this pouch, which is nice. And then another feature that it has is built right into it is this pocket design. Now, there's two ways that I have done this in the past. My Mad Rock, and this is kind of for demonstration that you can see how much can go in here. You could put a bow release or whatever you wanted in there. But I have my Mad Rock, a black diamond carabiner that I stuffed in there. And then of course, what always goes in here is my pull down rope. So that always is stuffed in there just so I know where it's at, that I always have it. So again, you can easily put a Mad Rock in this pocket with your carabiner, and then that pull down rope for sure. Now I've also have taken my Mad Rock, and a lot of times before I put my rope in here, this is 34 foot of Canyon Elite, and what I do is a lot of times I'll just throw my Mad Rock right in the bottom, and then I'll pack that rope right on top of it. So again, either case, it's not going anywhere. But that's just some of the features with it. And one of the things, the difference between the original pouch and then the 2.0 pouch is not only does this pocket have that pleated design, it's an inch bigger, but he designed it to make it a little bit more accommodating for 40 foot of this Canyon Elite rope. Now, I have been running for the last 4 years 34 foot of rope, but you can see how easily that just slides down in there. And then once your rope is in there, again, you just use this quick connect, or you know, this keeper button buckle, and it closes up. Now, lastly, the one thing that I will point out on this is that on the back of these dump pouches, you'll notice this yellow paracord here. What this does is, because of the angle that it drops down in and it hangs off of your saddle, this is also another keeper for your MOLLE webbing on your saddle. You essentially hook it to one of the lower webbings here, and what that does is it kind of keeps this whole thing from flopping. It secures it nicely to your saddle. So that is the basic features of this OSR 2.0 dump pouch. It's one of a kind. I think the only other dump pouch that is kind of unique like this one would be the Custom Gear Modifications dropout one, and I've highlighted that also on this channel here. But again, this is kind of unique to only Legends saddle gear. Real quick, in regards to pricing on these accessories, again, that quick connect system is $4.50, very reasonable. The standard dump pouch here, this comes in at $35. I believe that's pretty standard across the board, give or take a few dollars. And remember, these are American made, so they might be just a little bit more expensive than perhaps, you know, a company that has off-sourced their materials to China or something like that. But then the star of the show, the OSR 2.0, this comes in at $42. I think that's pretty reasonable, even when you compare across to some of the other dump pouches and stuff like that. But again, American made, $42. Let's go ahead and throw this on the Tomahawk X saddle just so you can kind of see how it lays and how it fits on there. Attaching the OSR 2.0 to the saddle is pretty easy. Obviously, just a quick tip is you're going to want this to hang as far forward on the saddle as you can. And so on the very top MOLLE webbing, that's where the first attachment point's going to go. And then you're only going to want 2 empty spaces of MOLLE webbing between the top attachment and also the back attachment, or the front attachment and the back attachment. So the front attachment is going to go all the way forward. You're going to skip 2 MOLLE webbings, and then you're going to go to the 4th MOLLE webbing for your back attachment. And these things go in really easily. You just basically take your buckle here, you invert it, and then you can just slide that right up through the MOLLE webbing. It fits and glides through there nice. There's the first one. Turn it vertical, and we'll just slide that up here to the second one like so. Turn them, and then you can seat them really easily. Now generally that's all there is. Oops, I got that one twisted. That's all there is in regards to attaching like a dump pouch or something like that. But because this is rather long in length, we also have a 3rd attachment method. I'll show you here in just a quick second. Let me attach this up. The 3rd attachment method is, again, this paracord, this yellow paracord right here, that goes to the back of this loop right here on the saddle, or excuse me, the OSR 2.0 pouch. And what you're going to do is you're going to just kind of feed that through like so. And then on this bottom panel, or this bottom webbing of your MOLLE webbing, for me personally, I have attached it to the 4th MOLLE webbing end. So that's right here. I've attached it here. And all you do to do that is just feed this through. Feed it through your MOLLE webbing, and then you'll take this black little cinch thing, you'll pinch it all the way. This way you can open it and just feed this through. And you know, if you do this once, it's not hard. If you start to get that frayed on the end, you can always just cut it and then cinch it or singe it. And so that's, you can see right there, I've attached it to it. It has the ability to kind of flop around. Well, to change that, all you do is take that cinch and you just pull it down as tight as you can, and that secures it to that bottom row of MOLLE webbing like you see right there. So if it was on me, which I'll show you some close-ups like that, that's what it would look like right here. Again, you have that tapered angle, which then helps with nothing falling out. Your pocket secured to both the top and bottom MOLLE webbing. For the most part, I wanted to cover all of these accessories in the original video, but I ran out of time. And now that I'm getting back into getting these reviews out and I'm getting time finally, I wanted to highlight this OSR 2.0 pouch first. And again, I really like highlighting things that are unique to companies. There's not another dump pouch or one sticking pouch that's like this right here. Again, Custom Gear Modifications. Jerry over there, love that guy. They do a great job. They got a unique dropout system, but this is kind of a one-of-a-kind, strictly to Legend saddle gear. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to highlight this right here. All of the accessories are good. They're quality made, things like that. But I love the way the OSR 2.0 hangs on your saddle. I like how the mouth kind of points upward. It's big. You can put your rope in there nice and easy, your Mad Rock into the main cavity, or you can put your Mad Rock into this pocket right here. Everything you need for that one stick climbing setup can fit easily in there. The 40-foot, even though this is 34-foot, 40-foot of rope slides in there nicely. But I really like also the angle, but how he's added a way to attach it to that bottom MOLLE webbing, so it doesn't just kind of flop around as you're walking or you're leaning over and things like that. Secures nicely to your saddle. As always, guys, if there's any questions that you have on anything that I have covered or maybe I didn't cover, please just drop those questions in the comments below. And until next time, good luck to you.